What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to go through the process of changing your name / gender identifier on your legal documents, like your driver's license and stuff like that. This is literally the step-by-step process that the Travis County Court of Law has listed on their website. This is the exact process that I went through years ago when I changed all of my legal documents. It worked really well for me. It was a very fast, streamlined process. If you live in a different area or if you live in a different state, this might be a different process for you, but it should be easy for you to just look up online your state's law library, and they should have a website with the step-by-step process, just like Travis County does. So if you are new here, hello, my name is Dakota. I am transgender, female to male. This is the process that I went through again when I was changing all my legal documents. At the time when I changed all my legal documents, I was living in Texas, specifically living in San Marcos while I was attending university there. I was about 19 years old, so I was not a minor. I was over 18. I literally got all of the files and documents and stuff that I needed off of the Travis County Law Library's website. That's a fucking tongue twister if I've ever heard one. Travis County Law Library website. Travis County Law. Whatever. I got every single form, document, filing kit, whatever, off of the Travis County Law Library's website. And I'm gonna link not only that website, but literally every other thing that Travis County requires, every other thing that we're gonna mention in this video. It will be linked in the description of this video. So obviously step one is just filling out the required forms. There are two forms that Travis County Law requires you to fill out. The first form that you're gonna need to fill out is the petition to change your sex / gender identifier. The second is the final order for the gender identifier / sex change of an adult. And the petition is what you send first to the court with some other documents that we'll go over later, and then the final order is what you bring to the judge. Step two is to gather all additional paperwork that you might need. So the main thing that you're going to need is a letter from your therapist and or your doctor. I would recommend having a letter from both. Basically, the letter just has to say, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm this person's therapist or doctor. I've been treating them for gender dysphoria, they've been diagnosed with gender dysphoria, and in my opinion, I believe that this change of name or gender marker or whatever you're filing for is in your best interest." There are other files and documents that you might have to fill out, but they're not super common. For example, I filed one of the extra documents where I got the filing fee waived because I was a broke college student. I was working at Taco Bell for minimum wage at the time, which was I think I was making $8 an hour, so there was no way that I would have been able to afford the filing fee, so I did fill out that extra document. And there are other documents as well, so if you're a registered sex offender, if you are a felon, if you've been in prison, or if you're on probation, there are different forms that you can fill out if they apply to you, but if not, you don't have to worry about them. Step three, and this kind of ties into step two because it's another document that you'll need, is get your fingerprints taken. You'll need a copy of your fingerprint card for all the steps of the process. When you file your petition, you'll need to send your fingerprint card, and when you bring the final order to the judge, they'll have to see your fingerprints as well. So you'll need another copy of your fingerprint card. Now, I am very, very organized when it comes to official documents and keeping receipts and everything like that, because I never want to be caught without a form that I might need in the future. So I have this manila folder with literally every single transition related document, paperwork, anything that I've ever been handed in my entire life. We're not going to go through this whole file in this video, but I did go ahead and pull out all of my copies of the exact paperwork that you need in order to get your name and gender identifier changed. So going along with step two and step three, getting your paperwork filed and your fingerprints taken. So this is my fingerprint card. Obviously, I'm not going to show you all the information on here because that is personal, but yeah, you can see my fingerprints right there. This is the letter that my therapist at the time wrote for the judge. As you can see, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's literally just something that I'm pretty sure she typed out in her notes app and then emailed it to me, copy and pasted, and I just printed it out. She literally just said, "Hey, I've been seeing Dakota since July 2017, blah, blah, blah," and then it has her name and where they can contact her. That was literally it. It was super simple. And then this is the final order, my copy of the final order. So the final order, again, is what you're going to take to the judge in order for them to approve and hopefully sign it. It says, "The court orders petitioner's gender and sex identifier to be changed from male to female or female to male." Obviously, I chose female to male. It also asks if I want to change my name. So it says the court orders that the petitioner's name is changed from my dead name to my current name, which is Dakota Aspen. It was pretty easy, honestly. The paperwork itself is not complicated. You can see here too that it was it's notarized and it was signed by the judge. And then lastly, this last piece of paper that I have, we'll go over this more in depth later, but this is just the receipt that I had when I paid for the final copies of everything. I do recommend that you get at least 3 copies of the final order, just because when you go to other offices in the future to get all of your documents changed, like your driver's license, your social security card, and all that good stuff, they will ask for copies of that. It's better to just have a copy to hand to them and say, here, keep it for your records. But yeah, that kind of covers step 2 and step 3, all the paperwork that you're gonna need. Step 4 is to actually file your petition. So if you're in Travis County, if you're in Austin, or if you're just near Austin like I was, you can actually go to the Travis County Clerk's office and you can go into room 302, and there's 2 specific like clerks that you can ask for there, Jacob or Warren. Those are the 2 like most well-known clerks that will help you out with your gender or name change like filing. You can also file your petition online. I'm not sure exactly how to do that, but it does give you the step-by-step process for how to file online on the Travis County Law Library's website, again, which will be linked in the description. But I just went in person because Austin was like a 30-minute drive and it was an excuse to skip class for the day. So we went in person, and when you file your petition, you must also attach the letter from your therapist or doctor that we talked about earlier, your fingerprint card, and any other additional files that you want to fill as well as your petition. So for me, like I said, I filed the waiver for the filing fee. If you don't file for the fee waiver, you're gonna have to pay the filing fee, which is technically step 5, but it kind of ties into step 4. Like I said, if you don't file for the fee waiver, you're gonna have to pay the filing fee, which amounts to a total of $285. It's pretty steep. I know that for a lot of you, you're gonna be like me at the time, a broke college student, or maybe you just can't afford that for whatever reason. There is the option, like I said, to file for the fee waiver. Step 6 is when you actually go to court to see the judge. You have your hearing. I think the meeting with the judge itself took like a max 15 minutes, maybe not even that. Again, when you go to see the judge, make sure that you have copies of everything in case they decide to keep something. So have copies of your petition, keep copies of your fingerprint card, keep copies of literally anything that you bring. Again, just to cover your ass, just to make sure if they ask to keep something, you have extra copies on hand. Step 7 is get your certified copies. So if the judge, fingers crossed, approves and signs off on your court order, then congrats, you're pretty much good to go. You'll have to go to another office, but it's in the same building, where basically they just bring you into this room. I think they give you one, like the actual copy, and then they say, okay, do you want to make any extra copies? And this is when the receipt that I talked about earlier comes in handy. I paid for, I think, 6 total copies of my final court order, total of $23 for 6 copies, which I think is not that bad considering I got the actual filing fee waived. So those are all the main steps. Obviously there is one last step, and that is going to other offices like the DPS and getting your driver's license changed, going to the passport office, getting your passport changed. All of that stuff is like another journey in and of itself, and they all have different rules. Most of those offices do have sections on their website where they have like any other forms you'll need to fill out. For the most part, it's pretty easy. If you want to go and change your vehicle or your voter registration, you will have to go to the tax office to get that changed. And if you have any like property titles or anything like that under your name, obviously you'll have to go to the county clerk and get that changed. But at the time, like I said, I was a broke college kid. I didn't have anything like that under my name, so I didn't have to go through that process. Like I said multiple times in this video, if you don't live in Travis County, or if you're not able to go to Travis County, or if you live in an entirely different state and you don't live in Texas, these steps may be different for you. I really recommend going online, finding your state's law library, and just seeing if they have any like actual resources that you can look at in order to find out the rules for where you live. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. I'm more than happy to answer questions in the comments down below. Over 70% of my watch hours are coming from people who are not subscribed to my channel. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It really doesn't mean anything to you, I know that, but it means the absolute world to me, and it really motivates me to keep creating stuff for you guys. So please subscribe if you haven't. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this was helpful for you. I will see y'all in the next video.